and he asks about appeals. When players would type appeal and kind of join the list for staff members to check on them and say, "Hey, what's going on?" Can you think of a way they could have made it more efficient, or what is kind of your comment on the appeal system?
I think it worked out pretty good. I think, like I said, staff really hated appeals, and if you go through my logs, you'll hear all of them are complaints. I mean, so I didn't mind jumping to the player and chatting with them. Actually, I somewhat liked it, and I would know, like, say if Magister was doing it, I would know right away that he wanted to chit chat, and I liked it. I actually enjoyed it, and I would go and do it. But if, say, someone like Pesty would do it, we would all sit there and staff and say, well, no, he's up. No, I'm not going. You go. Because we would know that it would just be this long, drawn-out complaint, and it would be just like, just terrible, and that. But I don't know how you could fix that because players complain. I mean, but now that we have this cool technology of this sort of decade, maybe. Keeping forums where people could actually make their complaints and talk. Of course, you would have in-game things for things, that needed taken care of right away, but maybe things that were long drawn out, well, this balance issue or that balance issue or something else, they could maybe really have a forum of some type that people can actually talk to, and staff can sort of address from that point, maybe.
Absolutely. I think we do have one last question here from the audience, if I'm not mistaken, from Scott. He says, would you come back and support these guys? And I guess by these guys, he's referring to Darkness Rises.
I would always support you guys. I mean, there was just something about the game, the whole thing of just, like I said at the beginning, it was just helping, and that I mean, hell, I really honestly never minded doing it for free. I loved it. It was a really great hobby. I would definitely do it. And someone had. Here's a little story, though. This is about the only thing. Now, this is a secret, and nobody knows, and you're not even going to find this really in my logs unless you know what you're going to look for. But this is sort of about the only bad thing I did on staff is I guess it's not even really a staff thing. It's more of a PC thing. I had we had, in Chaos, we had idols in, where was it? It was right above in the little newbie area, and you had to jump down a little hole for idols. And they were there for a little while. And I had set a teleport there. Obviously, I think most teleporters do, but I had set a teleport in that little hole. And all of a sudden, staff decides to reset the idols, which, by the way, we had no say in it. That was always the GM's job, resetting the idols. Okay, that's only, I guess, I mean, obviously, because so that the RMs wouldn't know where they were. I mean, but of course we can just figure it out. But anyhow, so the idols were reset, but my little teleport was still left in that little hole, which was covered over. And I learned to keep my teleport there, and I would drop all my best gear in there instead of running to the bank on my PC. So I would drop all my best stuff and teleport there, drop it, and then I had a couple, junky stuff in there that I'd throw on. But I would also know when clean sweep was coming up, because usually it would be me who would do clean sweep. So I would know beforehand if Clean Sweep was coming on, and I would know whether or not to pick that up. And yeah, so it would never. I mean, to this day, if you ever picked up, if they ever did get the real DFC going, and you would actually see probably, well, no, maybe not, because I was gone for 2 years, but yeah, all my stuff, yeah, right, just dropped right there, and I never ever lost it. I mean, I was very, very close a couple times, but never lost it. But that's about as far as cheating, I guess you can get, or taking advantage of the game, as I guess you can get.
Gotcha. So there weren't any other things like that in other realms or anything like PvP related that you ever did?
No, I really did not like PvP. I had an issue with, I don't know, I felt really weird killing people. I mean, you talk to my guild, and that's one of the things that I had a really hard time smacking them. I don't know. I mean, I'd chase after them, because then they'd say, oh, this big ogre's after me, oh, and they get scared, but some of them. But really, I was just like a little mouse. I just hated PvP. Honestly, I just not really like it. Didn't like it at all that much.
Yeah, I can understand. It was definitely for the nimble and the quick. So the those that just enjoyed the story or for different aspects, enjoying the game for different reasons. I could, definitely understand that, especially in a text world where everything is, you're reading. So, you don't want to be, you know, caught up in the fray. But I think that's also the major draw for those of us that did like it. So, it was very fast paced, if not the fastest, and so running around with no health and running through rooms of multiple enemies and stuff like that just to hopefully not die, was very entertaining indeed.
Yeah, I know. I just yeah, I know. It was just, I honestly just felt so bad killing them. It was just one of those things, I guess. I mean, I do everything and anything to avoid anything. And then people, as a realm leader, like on my PC, people expected me to do invasions and lead them, and I was really bad. I'm actually very, very shy, and I just was not a very good typer, like quick. I couldn't type fast, and I just felt like, you know what, there was um, better people in my realm to lead them, and to run them, and I knew that I would I just felt that I would fail at them, at doing them. For someone who was staff, I couldn't do it. I don't know. And I'd get so much shit for it from my realm, because they'd say, "Oh, you're lousy. You can't do anything. You can't even do." And I'm like, the game isn't just about PvP.
Well, I believe I'm fresh out of prepared questions, so I guess if anybody else has any last minute questions for Nania, or as she mentioned, her ogre character Elysian from Chaos, from Darkness Falls to Crusade, please feel free to chime in and give a couple minutes here to wrap up the interview, our first interview. We very much appreciate it. Hearing kind of your perspective, especially as a staff member, really does kind of open our minds a little bit to fill in the gaps. So we do appreciate it, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem at all. I had fun. Thanks, guys.
All right, my friends, we will end it at that for now. And so, Nania, I bid you a good night, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Good night to you too.
Okay, so for those of you on the stream, she will, I believe, be in the chat room, so you can also give her a shout out there. Her username, I believe, is Elysian Rain. So if she hangs out, feel free to ask more questions. So for the majority of the rest of the night, I will continue developing our newbie areas, or if you will, the proverbial boot camps. So look forward to that. And I'm going to take a quick, about 5 to 10 minute break, just to sort some things out, and I'll put some music on, and we'll continue with the stream. So thanks for joining in, guys, and I'll be back shortly.
You know, Chip, I can actually